Close. You're both close, but you're both wrong. I saw them do that live in a small, tiny club. That was Porno for Pyros. That was Jane's Addictions. That was Perry Farrell's band when they broke up for a little while. I saw them do that in a small, tiny club, and my life has never been the same. They were going off to that song, and we were like a tribe of crazed Indians dancing in this little tiny place. And Perry Farrell was going off. One of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. Porno for Pyros, 1989, I think it was. And then he went into this song, which was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on YouTube, yeah, our day's over. We're just dancing it out now. We got USAR long. We got RGTI long. We shorted the cues a couple of times. So if you're just joining us, it's dance party already. Maybe you should join hitthebid.com and be there when we start making money instead of trying to watch a free video. And by the way, I'm cutting you guys off soon. Suckers.
Just as a strawberry, and she always liked dancing. Kirsten Demon, beautiful in email. There's none that suffer more. Two girls and two nights were caught down the back of the alleyway. Flesh and strawberries. Two girls and two nights were no one cared.
All right, if you guys are paying attention, this has been a banger of a day. We shorted the cues 4 times, 3 out of 4 pretty good winners. If you're just joining us, what's up? Let me just tune in to what's going on here. If you don't know who I am, welcome. My name's Kenny Glick, and I've been trading my whole life. And if you guys are listening to me over at Raging Bull, I'm not sure if this is broadcasting to the Raging Bullers. This might be your last day of hearing my broadcast because one of you guys insulted me, and I don't think you deserve my time. So unless I get a formal apology, written apology to me, my family, and everybody that I know, I'm going to cut you off because, it ain't right. I bust my ass every day for 6 hours a day, and I have a thick skin. It's not like you're insulting me, right? Because if you're going to insult me, let me teach you how to do it, right? You got to use good words, right? I told you yesterday. Here's an email I got from one of our past. He didn't really actually join the website, but this was just a guy that took a free trial, and apparently he wasn't happy with my free service. So he wrote, "You intellectually devoid Neanderthal. You are immoderately dejune and ordinarily, whatever the word that is, puerile imbecile." Love it. "Nothing more than a pathetic charlatan and a profligate villain, purporting to be a clairvoyant and to possessing peerless business acumen. Why charge money, you parsimonious dolt? Can't you comprehend you're not funny, and your supposed meteor as a trader is incredulously apocryphal and dubious? And now here's how you sign it off. Vapid fool, be gone." Right? That's how you do it. So if you want to talk about how, I haven't been on the industry, I don't know this, I don't know that. Well, let me tell you something what I do know. I know that everything I've said this year has come true. And I know that this stock USAR has been on your radar since I brought it to your attention at $7. Right? And I told you that if it breaks all-time high, stop what you're doing and buy it. Did you buy it today? You probably didn't. Right? Right? So here's me affectionately calling you a moron. Yeah, I'm talking to you specifically. I bang out winners every day, live. There's no denying whether or not they work or not because we're doing it live. If I'd say, hey, you want to be buying this stock on a VWAP break at 19.50 and look for the stock to get to 20. If it breaks 20, it'll probably go to $21 today. And then if it pulls back to VWAP and holds it, you got a chance to buy it again. And everything that I say happens right there in front of your face. And you want to use words like fraud and charlatan and snake oil salesman in my presence, you don't deserve my time. You don't deserve my time. I'm navigating this market better than anybody in the business. And I do it more for you guys than for me. You could call me retired at this point. Because you know what I'm tired of? Watching stocks go up without me. Right? It's kind of annoying. But as long as I know that my members are making money, it helps me live through it. So when I see some fuckhead saying negative shit about me, like I said, it doesn't bother me. It makes me say, you know what? This guy doesn't deserve my time. And one bad apple is going to ruin it for the whole bunch. So search that guy out, kick him out of here, or I'm shutting down the feed. And if you just said, man, this guy's kind of a douche. No, I'm not. See, now I'm being a douche because of you. You're the kind of guy that brought candy to school and didn't share it with the other people, right? And the teacher took it away from you. If you didn't bring enough for the whole class, then you can't have it, right? You just brought enough for yourself. You're that guy. Nobody likes you. Even your mom probably doesn't like you. She just tolerates you at this point because you're a kid. What's up, suckers? What's up, suckers? You hear me? You hear me? You hear what I'm saying, suckers? Right? You know, and again, in if I had my way, right, dueling would be a thing. I'm a pretty good shot. I'm a carry licensed guy. By the way, if you're not in USAR right now, I don't know what to tell you. Right? I don't know what to tell you at this point. How many stocks can break out in a market that never goes down? Right? The name of the company is worth you buying it, which is how this whole thing got started. And that's why I love 2025. Because 2025 is 1999 on steroids. 1999 was fun, right? But the legend of 1999 is now the legend of 2025, where every stock goes 10x all flows. So once you break out, you go look at where they came from, right? So here, breakout. So the all-time low on USAR is 556. Now that it broke out, you have to assume that the stock is going to $55.60. I know that sounds silly, but it's working. It's working. So if you look at some of these stocks that have gone parabolic this year, take a look at what their lows are, and you've gone 10x off the lows, if not more, like rigatoni, right? How many times did I tell you that the stock's not going parabolic just now? It just started. This is a 3-year chart. We've been involved in this stock for 3 years. There's the Kardashian bottom. There's the Andy Dufresne. We've been loving the stock since $1.20. 36 cents. 10x is only 360. This thing's gone 100x. 100x. And look at this chart for the last 2 years. Why do you think that's a parabolic move? Because it consolidated for a year and a half, then broke out? No, if it had gone from this 350 to 35, yeah, that's a little parabolic, 100x in one move. But it didn't, my friends. It didn't. It consolidated for a year and a half. And faux show bro, faux show bro, faux show bro, faux show bro, and one more for good measure, right there, faux show and bro. And then just for fun, if you guys watch me on Yahoo Finance, even you douchebag, right? The other day when I was on Yahoo Finance talking about how a new bull market just started, and then the next day the market went down, you're like, oh, this guy just top ticket. Did I top ticket? There ain't no top ticket. A stock that's about to go to 150. Just give it time. But these companies make no money. Yeah. And you don't want your company to make money because then it's Pfizer, even though Pfizer's had the greatest 2 days. Apparently, Straza was talking about it. By the way, if you're not following Steve Straza is the man because he's doing what's supposed to be done in a raging bull market. Find stocks that are consolidating and breaking out. Even this dog shit. Look at this move. The 2 biggest days apparently in Pfizer's history, percentage-wise. I beg to differ because I remember this thing ripping when Viagra came out. But maybe this is percentage-wise the biggest 2 days. And he called it. He's good. We're all good. That's why it's nice to be around people that know what they're talking about, right? But the one thing you can't deny, who's making the most money, right? QQQ shareholders. That's who's making the most money. Thing goes up every day. No pullbacks, right? Today might be generational lows because it actually went down. We actually shorted the Qs 3 times today. We played the fade. Right? So what's the fade? The fade is just shorting at the open. If it breaks VWAP, bang, got paid. Actually bought puts, got paid on the puts, got stopped out. Right? But check it out. So the reason, again, some people think I'm nuts, which I am. No one could be in this business for 30 years without going fucking insane. I'm batshit. Looney Tunes. Woo! I can't even think straight anymore. I don't want to talk to normal people. If you don't know about the market, I don't even want to talk to you. That's all I know. I am the Matrix, right? So because I've been staring at screens my whole life, We call these anomaly prints. So let me go backtrack. So 1987, why the market crash? It's not why you think, right? The market crashed in 1987 because that was the first implementation of algorithms, right? They programmed some shit, put it to work, and it went crazy, crashed the market. That's what happened. And since 1987, they've been working and tweaking algorithms. Oops, sorry. It's funny, I hit my own button by accident there. Right? So the algorithms have taken over the market. Slowly but surely, slowly but surely. .coms implemented. Circuit breakers, they changed from fractions to decimals. Why? You remember why they said? They said, we're changing from fractions to decimals so mom and pop could buy Microsoft at $40.04 instead of having to pay $40.01. Sure. Right. No. They changed it to decimals because the algorithms work better with 0.0000s. High frequency trading, born. Algorithmic trading. What happened on the flash crash? Algorithm went fucking haywire and started hitting the bids, and it went crazy. Flash crash. They fixed it. Oh, what happened there? Oh, another flash crash. Well, what was that? Another algorithm going haywire. They fixed it. Then the bankers who weren't making enough money created fake products around mortgages. You got to remember that, 2008, 2007, 2008. It all started with Doral Bank. If you guys remember Doral, first people to get exposed. Nobody even remembers Doral Bank, but they were the first ones before the lending companies. Doral was doing some shady shit and they got caught and they kind of swept it under the rug. I had friends at Doral that lost their jobs, so I was kind of hip to it. Anyway, right? You guys watch The Big Short? Who are the real criminals? The bankers. But the real criminals were the rating agencies for rubber stamping all that dog shit and saying, no, it's good. It's good. No, it's good. Trust us. It's good. And we're supposed to trust the rating agencies because that's their job, but they were paid off to create those, which brings me to why I hate this industry. Those people should be in jail. But who they round up? Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart was the poster child of stock market manipulation. Martha Stewart goes to jail. When you got the S&P rating agencies and the Moody's rating agencies absolutely corrupt, getting paid off to rubber stamp something that brought down not just the United States economy, the world economy came to a halt. And nobody went to jail. And who bailed them out? We did. We lost our money in the stock market and they took more money from us to bail out the banking system. But what did that all do? They had to fix the market again and program it to never go down. We only go up now. Every pullback will be shallower. There will no be such thing as a bear market ever again. And each pullback will be shallower and shallower to the point where even a down day will be non-existent. I type pretty fast, right? And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And you want to live in denial, not the river. Denial. You want to live in denial about what you're seeing every day? So what we do, right? Who's making the most money? Big Al's making the most money. Long the queues from 2003. He's laughing his way to the bank. Because my father in 1978 was telling me, son, you're going to be rich one day because the market never goes down. And I just bought you a mutual fund. He was right. And then I took that money, I threw it out the window by day trading. And then I asked my dad for an extra 50 grand to get my career getting it going again. Thank God I had a father like that, right? Not everybody has a rich dad. Or not that my dad is rich, but he became rich from the stock market. So fast forward to what the hell we're doing here, right, every day. You're not going to beat the market, right? You're not trying to beat the market. You want to be the market. And what's the market right now? It only goes up. So what do? If you're going to trade intraday for a living, your job is to make something every day. So you got to take the highest probability trades at the best time to buy them with the lowest risk, with the highest chance of reward. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? And that's where I come in. I know where those are every day. And recently, as boring as it might be, it's the same 5 stops. USAR. And again, why did we start buying this company back 6 months ago, 9 months ago? Because it popped. And I was like, holy crap, the name of this company is USA, Rare Earth, America. So if you've been around since 1999, the same ridiculousness of the environment is now here we are. We're buying stocks and we're getting interested in stocks, not because of what, again, I like the rare earth, but if you name your company well, you got a better chance for your stock to go up. If I went public right now, I would just name my company Space Rockets, Robots, Quantum, AI, Semiconductor.com. And the stock would go 20x, right? And that's the environment we're in. So you have to embrace the horror, right? As I say, embrace the horror that maybe this doesn't make any sense to you because you still think the market works on some sort of relative basis, like there's valuation equations that work. There aren't any. There is no way to value something when everybody wants it. If there's an infinite demand, right, which is what's happening right now, there's an infinite demand and a limited supply. Infinite demand, limited supply. Infinite demand, limited supply. Where are you going? You're going up. And there's really no way to value it, right? For instance, this cup. How much is this cup worth? Nobody wants to buy this cup, right? But did you know that Sean Connery in that movie that you never saw, this is the cup from that movie. How much? You want to offer me $20 for it? Well, 25. Now it's worth what? No, I'm not selling it now. Oh, wait, now you want to pay 50 for it? No, definitely not selling it now. 100? Maybe I want to. No, you know what? No, I don't want to sell it to you now. Now, what is it worth? $100. And everybody wants it. There's no way to price the cup. Welcome to the stock market. There's no way to really, truly value it anymore. Everybody wants in. And that's why my friends who shut their hedge fund down to become Bitcoin managers or whatever the hell they do now, I can't believe it. When he explained to me, and I was already in Bitcoin and I was ready to sell it, he said, no, don't sell it. It's going to at least 1 million, probably 5 million. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he explained to me, even though this thing has had this meteoric rise, the greatest wealth creation in the history of mankind, the demand has just started because people are starting to now finally accept it here at 120 grand. And there will be a finite amount. And as he explained it to me, what if everyone in the world wants to own it? And I was like, you're right. So when he said 5 million, I said, you know what? You're right. What is that? So what is it? 1.2, right? So 10x right now would be 1.2 million. So really is it far-fetched to see this thing double or triple again in the next 5 to 10 years? Bitcoin 5 million. I'm in. I'm never selling. And it's just like these stocks. There's no way to value them. It's not about valuation. So if you're afraid to get involved in these names and some of these stocks because they've gone so far, you have to decide whether or not you're a day trader or owner or day trader or swinger or an investor. Do I want to invest in these names? Not really, right? But when you do what we do every day, think about what Rigatoni's done over the last 6 days. The breakout was awesome. Did you have to hold it overnight? No, the next day you got to buy it cheaper that morning, and then it ran. Did you have to hold it overnight? No, the next day you got to buy it cheaper, then it ran. Did you have to hold it overnight that night? Nope, it gapped down, then it ran. Then it actually had a down day. The next day you got to buy it cheaper, then it ran. Then the next day you got to buy it cheaper, then it ran. The next day you got to buy it cheaper, then it ran. So without owning the stock and taking any overnight risk, you just buy it the next day when it starts to follow through. And if you're not trading RGTI, if you're trading RGTI, let me introduce you to RGTX. That's RGTI on, any drug you could possibly think of and just engulf them all. This is the new creation brought to you by these psychotic members of the stock market world that want to keep inventing stuff so we can add leverage to our life. Is it more dangerous? Of course. But when you have a stock that keeps doing this one, oh my God, seriously, are we going red on the cues? Come on. Shh, I'm short the cues. If you keep seeing this stock every day creating that faux show bro as a day trader, faux show bro on a stock that you already were thinking about buying, that's how VWAP confirms your trade. So if you want to believe, right, you want to own, you want to be part of this, whatever you're thinking, just take a step back. Okay, this is what I think is going to happen. Great. I'm glad you have thoughts in your head. Those thoughts need to be validated by institutional algorithms known as volume weighted average price and multiple time frame volume weighted average price. Also brought to you by Brian Shannon, known as Anchored VWAP. 2 books, possibly the 2 best books you'll read in the industry. And if you're interested, I have the 3rd best book in the industry. And if you want a free copy of it, come to the schmooze tonight. Not you, guy. Not Mr. Ridicule. Not Mr. Negativity. Mr. Douche, you're not invited. You can't hang with us. We're the cool kids. You're a loser. So yeah, if you guys want a free copy of the best book ever written about the market, and I'm not joking. I know you think I'm joking about everything I say. And I'm not joking about my target on the Qs. And if you guys saw me this morning on the show, I broke it down. I think the market rallies 8 to 9% until the end of the year. I think next year will be a slow year. We only go up 11%. I think in 2027, we have a nice year. We go up 25%. And then when we start 2028, we're going to rip. And we're going to have a great start to 2028. And at 9% going into the end of the year, just 10 or 11% next year, 25% in 2027, and then about a 9% gain to start 2028. You know what that gets you? 1,043 on April 20th at 1:43 p.m. Exactly. How do I know that's going to happen? I have no idea. But I just did some calculations, and I did these calculations back when we pivoted on May 12th, and it was at 940. So now I did my recalculations, and it got me to 1043 on April 20th, 2028. So if you want to play some 30-cent pullbacks on a stock or an index that's about to go up 400 more points, yeah, that's day trading. You want to play a fade on something that's about to go up 100% from here, yeah, Okay, cool. Do it when it breaks VWAP and understand your risks. And the reason I'm still short is because it's not letting me cover the rest. I want to be out of the short, right? Because it doesn't ever work. But right now I'm still in my last lot because of the VWAP. The VWAP, the red lines are where I had my entries. Let's clear that out for now. Look how clean this chart is, right? I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly why I'm in this trade. I know exactly what my risks are. And I know I'm probably going to wind up losing inevitably because the market never goes down. But I have to keep trying because one of these days, friends, I'm telling you, one of these days, we are actually going to go down. I've seen it before. I know some of you may have never seen a market that goes down. It does happen once in a while. And when it does go down, it goes down a lot. Staircase up, elevator down, right? The whole thing. And when you do get a decent sell-off, it usually starts from an all-time high, the fade, right? And the fade got back to VWAP, but you got rejected at VWAP. So what's that telling you? It's telling you the institutions, the ones that run the market, not me or you or any of us, my 400 shares short ain't moving the market. Might feel like a lot of money to me or you, but we're just insignificant fleas in the back of the monster beast that this thing is. But how do you navigate the market better than anybody else if you're a retail trader? The only way you're going to beat the machine, or at least try to, again, you don't have to beat it, you have to be the machine, is to be the machine. And how are you the machine? Trade the algo. Trade the algorithmic nature that this market is based on right now. There is no human thought processes anymore. It's algos. It's 80% algorithmic trading. So if you just accept VWAP into your life, and let's take a moment. Breathe in the VWAP. And breathe out the doubt. Breathe in the VWAP. And breathe out the fear. Breathe in the VWAP. And breathe out the stochastics. All that other stuff is voodoo, my friends. You want to believe in moving averages? Why? You want to believe in stochastics? Fibonacci? You want to believe? How about Ichiro Cloud? You into the cloud? That shit's all voodoo. I've tried it all. I got one line, 2 lines on my chart. You know what those lines are? Today's VWAP, prior day VWAP. And right now, this is what we call in limbo. We're in limbo. If I told you that I knew what was going to happen next, I'm lying. No clue. Right? But I know what I'm going to do. The essence of trading. I don't know what's going to happen, but when something more dramatic happens, I know what I'm going to do. So above the blue line and above those last recent highs, I will be forced to cover. But right now, we're in a tiny downtrend. Prior day VWAP hasn't even been touched. I have to assume that if we stay in this downtrend, we will go there because that's what normally happens. So we got to stay in the trade, like USAR, right? By the way, I don't know if that spike was real at 22, but that's a matrix call. That's a matrix anomaly candle. You have to assume it's going to 22 now, like the Qs. And let me go back, and that was the original premise of my conversation, was the QQQ anomaly print. So because the algorithms have taken over, right? And they're all pre-programmed. The market knows what it's going to do for the rest of the day. We don't. The market's programmed. It already knows what it's going to do tomorrow. I think the market's programmed maybe 2 to 3 years in advance. It's all programming. If then this. If then this. If then this. So our job is to follow the most important version that we can get our hands on to expose the algorithms. And every once in a while, the pre-programming, when people see these out-of-the-money prints, they go, wow, what the hell was that? Ah, just a glitch. Not a glitch. It's real. It's real. Because the matrix is accidentally showing its hand. It's telling you that we got some selling and we're going to bring the market down to here. And that's why we shorted the VWAP, right? The anomaly candle, we take it under advisement, but then the Qs broke VWAP. Then you push the button. Anomaly candles over there. Kenny, we shorting the market? I don't know yet. Oh, wait, we're breaking VWAP. I'm going to give it a shot. Anomaly candle hit. And the only reason we're still in the short is because it couldn't stay above the VWAP. And I've covered 80% of this trade. I'm no lunatic. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I know shorting is short-lived and I'm going to die. Right? So when it starts to rally, I start covering at levels where I had to get out. And then I leave the last 20% on as the maybe something I can get more out of this trade. And that's where we're at. And right now, we're still kind of in limbo. So I got to stay short because that's still the original trade. How you doing? But while we're short the Qs, there's a world of activity going on. And that's why I am hiring, and I'm not joking. I'm looking for 2 people that could help me do this and navigate it. Because what I do best, and there's no doubt, is finding the ideas, giving you the parameters, but then I'm on to something else because I'm looking to help the next guy. Hey, you like $8 stocks? Here's one for you. Hey, you like this stock? Maybe this one's too aggressive for you. So my dream, which is still a dream at this point, is to resurrect what I had once before, which was a trading desk where I was the head trader and I had 4 guys that were just following my lead and we were all making money. It was the fucking best time of my life. I know we can do it. It's just communication because it's the same trade every day. It's almost the same stocks every day. You should know what you're doing. There's so much accessibility to all of this. Every stock has options. Now you got these leverage versions of it. I can't physically trade all of these amazing opportunities. And that's what drives me insane. Because here I am shorting the Qs. I'm over here at my option trade. I'm trying to trade the Qs short over here. I'm buying some USAR. Next thing you know, NVTS moves, and then I miss RR. I miss RR. Next thing you know, that one's moving over there. I think if I had 2 guys focused, right? Tusha guy, right? Like Tusha, right? One of you guys should be trading Tusha today. Why? Because it faux show broed and held prior day VWAP. And you should still be in it. And now I look over to my assistant. Hey, you still on this Tusha? Oh, you're not? You're fired. And then we move on to the next guy. Now, I'll give you one chance. Everybody gets one mistake. But that's where I'm at. Now, if you don't know order entry, don't apply. I can't teach you. But when I say bid in, right? So, for instance, these QQQ puts, right? We got the 604s. Where'd they go? Right? So right here is a market maker box, right? You know what this looks like, right? So earlier, when they were at, well, let me show you on the chart. And this is what I love about Thinkorswim. You could plot the option itself. So you see there's the faux show, bro. That was the put trade, right? So when I bought them, I bought them at 81. I bought more at 95. They popped here. I sold a little bit, wound up going down. Got stopped out of some for a loss, almost got stopped out for the rest. And then it turned. I bought the whole thing back, sold some, still in, and now not looking so hot again. So if I say, hey, listen, this stock, the options were trading right here. So 90 by 91. If I say get on the bid for 10 contracts at 85, you understand what that means, right? Get on the bid for 10 contracts at 85. That means put a buy in at 85 cents. If you don't know that vernacular, you should, first of all. Right? So now what I want to hear from you is done. That means you got printed and you have 10 contracts at 85. So then I'll say, offer 2 contracts at 105. If you get done, raise the stop to 90. You know what that means? If you don't know what that means, don't apply. I can't teach you order entry. I can't teach you the vernacular of trading. You need to know that. So if you're in that weird position where you just need a little help getting over the edge, I'll be the helper. But remember, you're here to help me help you. It's a symbiotic relationship. I don't need you to be putting trades on that you think are going to work. I don't give a shit what you think. No offense. I know I got trades that work. I just want you to put my trades on. Can you handle it? Can you dig it? I bang out winners all day, and 9 out of 10 of them, I'm not even involved. I want to be involved in all of it. This is the greatest market ever. These next 3 or 4 months, I got to make $20 million. Because I think this market's going to rip another 20% in the next 3 months. I want to be a part of it in a big way. And me trading dribs and drabs and trying to, it ain't cutting it. So while you're helping me, I help you, you help me. And inevitably, I won't mind if I have the conversation with you and you say, Kenny, man, thanks for the opportunity. You really showed me how to do this. I'm going to go out on my own right now. And I will say, congrats. Fly, fly, fly. Have a great life. Still be a member of the room. And then I'll go find somebody else. But order entry and stock market vernacular has to be part of what you've already know that stuff. And you know what would be also a proving ground? If you owned USAR today. Because if you're not buying this stock after a, monstrous consolidation, holding multiple year VWAP, and then breaking out, uptrend intact, breakout in a market where every stock's ripping. And again, when they break out, they don't go up a little bit. You tack on 20% usually. Look, stock basically went up 15% today. And now you look at this chart and you go, oh my God, is it too late to buy? No, it's not too late to buy, right? Nobody was buying the whole time. They probably sold it on the way up like me, and now they just rebought it. So it's a brand new stock. So anything above 20, any consolidation above all-time highs, you got to start thinking the stock's going to $50. Because that's the market we're in right now. Stocks don't break out and go up just 15%. They go up 100%. And that's where people are getting lost in this market because you can't accept it. Stocks are not supposed to double in a week and a half, but that's where we're at. So you got to address the environment we're in until it ends. And I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Except for you guy, right? The guy that owns VWAP, he's thinking, man, you suck. Oh, I know. I have a knack for holding on to the shitty ones a little bit too long, like VWAP. And this stock is, you can't get worse. You know why? Because they gap it up every day and it sells off. They gap it up and it sells off. That's manipulation. They're trying to pretend it's strong in the morning just to hammer you. Opposed to good stocks like RGTI, which they gap down in the mornings quite often to try to pretend that it's weak, and then we know it's not weak. And then they come back to VWAP and they faux show, bro, They pretend they're weak. When your stock gaps up and rolls over, and by the way, here's another rule to live by, and I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, especially in 2025, if your stock goes down 3 days in a row, sell it. Sell it. No good stock goes down 3 days in a row. Seriously. What are you out of your mind? Like this IPO Gemmy, right? How dare you bring a stock public that's not up at least 1,000%? I mean, this stock hasn't really caught a bid a couple of times, but look at this dog shit. How dare you have an IPO not up at least 1,000% by now? So that lends you to believe that they're just getting the seller out of the way. And when this bad boy turns, it's going to go back to 45.89. And when it breaks 45.89, it'll be on its way to 80. Because I really do think this one's going to turn, because I don't think these freaky twins, as much as they don't really care about the stock, probably because they're billionaires already, I don't think they're going to put their reputation on the line and have a really awful debut on their IPO. This stock really does stink so far. But you know what else stunk for a while? Reddit, A-Lab, ARM. Remember Google? That was pretty awful IPO for about a month and a half, right? You remember those days, right? But there's not many stocks that are in downtrends. That's why you got to keep your eye on these bad boys, because when they turn, they're not just going to go up a little bit. This thing's going to double and then probably triple and quadruple. So keep an eye on that. Speaking of that, if you guys were listening to me this morning, Fermi, right? Traded this thing in the aftermarket, laughing my ass off. Everything was working. And then today, they smashed it. They smashed it. But where'd they smash it to? Prior day VWAP to the breakout from yesterday. You see the blatant, this is the rigging that I talk about. It didn't go back to a moving average. It didn't go back to some sort of stochastic. It went back to the exact price where it broke out from yesterday. And that was under the VWAP, otherwise known as the faux show. Bro, and not a bad trade. And now you see how this one's kind of in limbo, just like the Q short was a little while ago. And by the way, that Q short sucks. That's just unbelievable. You can't stay short the Qs. It's so sick. This one's in limbo right now, but if it comes back to test that low again and holds, you got yourself a new trade. And there went that Q short. Wow. And there went my money. Unbelievable. For a second there, I thought we were actually going to be able to hold on to this one. All right. The rest of that just turned into a loss. But like I said, I'm not about to be faux show broed in a market that never goes down. I'll take my shots. Got paid once, got paid twice, got paid 3 times, and I just got stopped out. What am I going to do? I'm going to stay short a market that never goes down? No, I'm not. That's it. It's over. Right? I could take another shot at it. Well, let's see. I want to see if it breaks back over that 605.40. And by the way, I'm going to go right back to those 604s. So it's only 12 o'clock. Still got 4 hours. I'm going to Georgia tomorrow. The market sold off 3 out of 3 times when I've gone to Georgia. So that's the only reason I was even entertaining playing the fade today. Because, man, I was doing some math with my father. If I had never shorted the Qs after 2000, I'd probably have a lot more money. And the number is staggering. Just factoring, remember, for 3 years, I gave back every penny I ever made in my entire life. From 2012 to 2015, 3 years losing. And how did I make it all back? Again, faux show, bro, VWAP breaks. That's it. And if I wasn't addicted to trying to be a shorter, and it's an addiction, trust me, I have a problem, I'd be in a lot better shape, because the trades that we do intraday, They work all the time and we get paid and they're really great trades. Stop. If I could just say that, stop right there, but I have to fill in the blanks. And if you know me personally, I'm digging out of a hole right now and it's going to take me at least 3 or 4 years. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I'm still recovering from a disaster from last year when I went to Georgia. And I decided to go to Georgia short 37,000 shares of the UVXY. And if you remember what happened, they went from $17 to $60. Not fun. Which brings me to Jerkoff that was kind of ridiculing me the other day, right? You think your words can hurt me? I was running through the streets of my neighborhood at 4 in the morning crying. Didn't know what to do. Waiting for the market to go up to see how bad this beating was going to be. Until you live that moment, don't talk to me about snake oil salesmen or frauds or any kind of bullshit. Until you look death in the face and you have to start making a list. I wrote out a list about pros and cons about why I should be alive. That's where I was at. If I didn't have kids, shit might have went real wrong that night because that was it. And I still feel that way today, that this market's out to get me personally. And I really do feel that way. And that's why this trade, it not just works, it means something to me. Because it's the only trade that I have ever found that realistically works most of the time. It's easy to understand. I have limited risk, and it's visceral and instant gratification. Or you know you're wrong pretty quickly. And if you don't know, if you do some math, 37,000 shares, about 40 points against me, not fun. And I'll never forget that condescending tone. When that margin clerk called me from Schwab, I didn't answer the phone the first time when I saw it said Schwab, and then second time I didn't answer, third time I answered. Hey, how you doing? Are you calling me about the UVXY trade? Yes, sir. We see you're already starting to unwind the trade. Yeah, I know. He's like, we're going to need you to get out of the whole thing by the end of the day. We're changing the margin requirements. You have to get out. And I said, but you know it's a reversionary product, and inevitably it'll be right back to where it came from. And he said, sure it will. And I wanted to reach through the phone and tear this guy's throat out. Sure it will? I know it will. And why are you calling me? But I had to eat it. And then within 15 days later, it dropped 30 points. And I had already taken the beat down. And my life will never be the same. So basically, any money I make this year, all I'm doing is bailing myself out of that fucking debacle. Ask me why I did it. I don't even know. I got a disease. See, my problems are not your problems. My problems are your benefit. Because I sit here every day making sure you don't do the dumb shit that doesn't work. The shit that works is VWAP breaks and faux show bros around VWAP. It works, people. And if you stick to that, especially as a day trader, how could you not come out ahead unless you do some dumb shit? Now, if you don't think the market's selling off right now without me, kind of hurts my feelings. It's hurting my feelings right now. And that's it. 30 years later, we're still doing this. So to bring it all home, when somebody criticizes me and says I'm a fraud, a charlatan, I do love that word. Snake oil salesman, I show you every day, legitimately, how this trade works, how well it works, how to find it, and how to profit from it. It's a skill. It's a teachable skill, and that's what I do. And you want to begrudge me? You want to condemn me? You know I do free trials too, right? For 2 weeks, my friend. 2 weeks. You get to see 2 weeks of this awesomeness. And it's not even just me. Every once in a while, I have a guy that comes into our room. His name's Solid Jello, who's the shining beacon of hope this industry has for all the awfulness and corruptness and fraud and the just Solid Jello is the shining beacon of hope through all of it. He is your ray of sunlight through the clouds of dismay and morbidity. Is that a word? Morbidity. And when he shows up with his positive attitude and algorithmic ways, he shows you that this can be done. There is a science to it, an algorithmic science. To beat the machine or be the machine, you must be the machine. You need to be a machine. And how are you machine-like? You must trade algorithmically with the number one indicator of algorithmic activity, which is volume weighted average price. And my man Solid has taken it to a point where it is beyond science. It's like mystical because he's built things around what we already had to make it even simpler and easily understood. And when you become a member, you join us and then you take a course with him. The best 4 hours you'll ever spend, unless you were back in our room in 1997 in Vegas. That was a good 4 hours. You know what I'm talking about? And that's our life. And that's our life. I'm 53 now, something like that. How old am I? Holy crap, I'm 54 years old. Wait a minute. What year is this? Wow, I'll be 54. Holy crap. So I got what? I got 11 more years of this, 65? I don't know. We'll go from 60. I'll go to 65. I want to be here. I want to still be doing this on April 20th, 2028, when the queues are closing in on 1,043. And you're like, holy shit, this fucking guy predicted this thing 3.5 years ago. I can't believe it worked. Believe it. The only time you could catch Solid Jello is on our program. And you'll get to know him. By the way, yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. What's the trade? It's been the Q short, USAR long. Really, that's the last. I don't really have anything on right now. It's kind of why we're just schmoozing right now. Speaking of schmooze, I might be around tonight. Probably gonna do it earlier. Not for that guy, Mr. Condemnation, Mr. Judging a book by his cover, Mr. Criticizing somebody you have no idea about, Mr. Generalization, Mr. Negativity, Mr. Debbie Downer. You're not invited. Everybody else is. So anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about was Angex. If you guys I don't know if you have conservative values or whatnot. This is a company that I helped with their SPAC and I helped with their IPO. And no, I had no vested interest in it. I was just doing it as a friend. SPAC worked out pretty well. Man, it was actually insane. And then they came out at IPO. And again, I don't buy IPOs until I see some activity. And the activity was awful. And this thing got slammed. And once it broke under 20 bucks, 1750 gets you 15. Once it broke 15, I was thinking maybe this thing goes to 10. And then 10 gets you 5. And then just like I think Gemmy's going to do and Fermi, the turn. Look at this turn. And look at the volume exploding. When IPOs break 5, they're generally going to 0. This is a shock. I was shocked to see it go under 5 in the first place. But yesterday when it turned, look at what this stock has done in the last couple of days. You see, when you don't break trend, that's algorithmic. That's a hedge fund buying. Then you get the upgrade, you get the volume surge. And next thing you know, you got yourself, look at this stock. So let me show you on 3. Well, you got to look at on 5 days, on a 5 minute, you get to see the whole thing. Look at that turn. It's $4 to 10. It's amazing, right? So that's what I'm saying about this market. You can't kiss all the girls, as my mentor once said, right? You wanna. It pisses me off. That's why I'm trying to hire 2 guys so I can kiss a little bit more of the girls. You can't kiss them all. But what I do is I keep putting you in front of these names, right? And yesterday, I was like, hey, this thing's ripping on increasing volume, and it just broke back over $5, and then it broke the highs. And next thing you know, you got yourself a 100% move. And again, this is why 2025 is borderline insane. When stocks turn, they just don't go up 5 and 10%. They go up in 100% increments. It's unbelievable. And it's fantastic. You just got to pick your spots, right? It is legitimately the most incredible market I've ever seen in my life. And I thought I've seen a lot. I thought coming out of COVID, the way the market rallied, I mean, I understood why we were going up. The government said, no, we got to save everybody again. And you got to appreciate the government for stepping in and building a market that doesn't go down anymore. 2009, COVID. And here we're at. Here's where we're at. So again, you have to start thinking now as a day trader / swing trader. For instance, like USAR, and I'm not trading it well lately, but when a stock breaks out, that's when you turn into the swing trader. So, for instance, if you're trading USAR today, got paid once, got paid twice, got stopped out, and I never bought it back. I'm kind of crying about it right now. But I made money once, I made money twice, got stopped out, and then it did the faux show, bro, at VWAP, and I didn't do it. I didn't buy it. This is where I want you to be focused on my 2 or 3, each. The idea is that if I have me, the head guy, let's say we got 2 or 3 of you, each one of you will have your 3 stocks to watch, because usually you'll get these moves. So in this one day, you would have traded, there's the faux show, bro. I got paid with that one, right? And then I got the faux show bro right here. I got paid again. Then I got stopped out there. And I haven't bought it back yet. And now I'm regretting what I've done. What I want you to be doing is you're still watching it. So when I moved on to my dumb QQQ short or my RGTI or looking at Gemmy or Fermi, You're focused because that's what you do. You are the USAR trader today. So when I look over to you and I say, yeah, you back in this USAR on that VWAP break, you say, sure am, boss. Of course I am. This is what I do. I trade USAR. And then I look at the other guy and I say, hey, are you still in RGTI? And you say, of course I am. At Fosho Bro at VWAP. Of course I'm back in, boss. Why wouldn't I be in? Yes, good answer. You get to live. And that's what I want. I'll give you guys your stocks to trade with the parameters and how we set our trades up. You see a Fosho Bro on your stock, you got to be in. Fosho Bro it, VWAP break. And the fake out, shake out areas are your stops and make money. You make money, I make money. We all live happily ever after. And then we party in Vegas in February with Jeff Bishop paying for the whole thing. Right, Jeff? Anybody have any questions before I go cry myself to sleep for a nap later? I cannot believe I'm not in USAR right now. I'm actually getting anxiety. Anybody have any questions, concerns, death threats? Take them up with solid. Anybody still in Tusha? New highs? Come on. See? The Tusha trader's still in because he knows we don't sell stocks that are still in uptrends, right? Fosho bro. When I look over to you, are you still in the Tusha? You say, of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? And this thing's still trending higher. Good answer. Opposed to the phone calls that I get is, hello? Yeah, Kenny, yeah, I bought that IPO. Yeah, and then I went to lunch. Yeah, I didn't put a stop on. I think I blew your account up again. What? Why would you buy an IPO and go to what? Those are the phone calls that I get. I don't get the good phone calls. I get the phone calls that I think I might have blown your account up. Or probably the worst phone call I ever got in my life was the Enron phone call. That was a great day. Remember Enron? Yeah. 20,000 shares of Enron at like 5 and change. Stock was about $7 and 7 1/8 when I left the office to go hang with my wife, talking about the 40 grand that I was up on my Enron. And then my phone rings. Kenny, what do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with this Enron? What do you mean? It just went down to 20 cents. What are you talking about? Yeah, something happened. Dynegy pulled the deal or something. I don't know. I'm like, come on, seriously, it's at 20 cents? What the hell are you talking about? I left the office. It was 7 1/8. He's like, yeah, well, it's trading at a quarter now. What do you want to do? I literally cried in front of my wife. And she said, are you crying about money? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I left the office. I was up 40 grand and now I'm down 60. It's only money. You'll make it back. I'm glad my wife was able to shake it off. I'm still pissed. My life has been one tragedy in this industry after another. And that's why I live vicariously through you guys and all this stuff that's happened to me. That's why I tell these stories. These are learning experiences that I won't let happen to you. Lessons learned not in blood are often forgotten. What? Lessons not learned in blood are often forgotten. Yes. What movie? Honorary Citizen? No. Law-abiding Citizen says that. And it's true. I remember I don't remember the good trades that I've had. I remember every bad trade that I've had. And there's been, again, most of my bad trades have been epic fails. And I've spent most of my 30 years resurrecting my career, which is sad to say, but it is true. But now I'm in resurrection mode right now. But now I'm so damn focused on this trade. And I still short the cues from time to time. Today was, I came in looking to short today because of my Georgia trip. And then again, I didn't short them because I felt like it. I shorted because of the VWAP break. But all the mistakes that I've made, everything I've learned, I am your new Jesse Livermore. By the way, if you don't know the Jesse Livermore channel, I just found this a couple of days ago. Somebody has put video transcribed the book and all the quotes from Jesse Livermore and put it on YouTube videos. Awesome. It's really good. You guys want to hang out? Let me see if I have permission to hang. I got nowhere to go. I can hang. Master Kush Iced Blonde Roast and your day trading podcast is your new morning ritual. Well, let's compare buds then. What do you got? Master Kush, what do I have? I have some Z Skittles. Well, if you know Skittles, ooh, my favorite. But Skittles meets Granddaddy Perps in a... Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys don't know I'm a pothead, too. Criticize me. Nice nugs. We talk about weed and silver now for the next 45 minutes. What do you want to know? When's the next sell-off going to happen? I don't know, man. Oh, no, you're not asking about sell-offs. Oh, when are we going to get a dip? 90% cash, and it keeps grinding up. Bro, I feel you. I'm with you. I am with you. I am in mostly cash, too. I don't even have any money. I mean, my dad's fully invested at 80, which is the way I live. I live vicariously through my father, who's been buying dips on the Qs since my son was born, which is 23 years ago. Irrational exuberance. It's a little blow off top on the precious metals. Yeah. Big fan of the silver trade. Once we get over 50, oh. What was the date of my Georgia trip last year? August 4th to the 7th. Right in the middle of whatever the hell that was, the yen carry disaster. I still don't know what the hell that was all about. Gold or Bitcoin? Wow. I'll choose silver, actually. Silver's the long lost stepbrother of both, right? I once we get $50 on silver, I don't think there's going to come back. But I buy mostly rounds. I have a constant flow of money of going into silver. Every 2 weeks, I buy at least 10. Sometimes I'll step it up and buy a couple of kilos. I just got my Spartan coins. You don't trust it? Why? Hey, listen, they keep perpetuating this idea that there's a shortage. I don't really think there's a shortage, but I don't care why what they say. Great, make it go to 50. If it gets over 50 and holds, we're going to 80. That'd be awesome. I think we see 80 in the next 5 years. I buy silver from. I go. I'm a true nerd. I go to shows. I buy silver. I buy. I buy everything. I buy the ones in cases. I got millions of rounds. You put a bull or a bear on a coin, I'm in. I got 1,000 of these bulls and bears. I buy poured silver. I buy lots of these poured stuff. You pay a little premium because they're freaking cool. I got hundreds, thousands ounces of poured silver. Who doesn't like a silver bullet in case we get invaded by wolves and vampires and werewolves? I got every version of a bullet. I got M16 rounds. I got all kinds of stuff. Wait, I wanted to show you. I got this awesome 100-ounce coin. I don't know where I put it. Oh my! Oh, yeah, it's probably in here. Here it is. Wait a minute. No, wait. Oh, wait, before we go. I know it's 12:30. I know you guys got somewhere to be. Is Joe Just Joe for real here? Is that you, Joe Just Joe? Stop it. Joe Just Joe? The Joe Just Joe? Really? The silver market's going to crash guy? Joe Just Joe, is this really one of you in here? Well, how you doing, man? I was just looking at some of your emails when you were my friend. When did it? I was trying to figure out. By the way, I'm talking about this guy. I used to have this hater. His name was Joe, and he would send me emails every day. And I found the older emails where you were my friend. You sent me all these pleasant emails about how I helped you. What happened? Because I couldn't find the transition where you went from being a fan and then you turned on me and you became my most adamant hater and troll. I was wondering what happened. Was it me, or you just pissed off? I think I know what might have happened. The market kept going up. I kept saying how it's never going to go down. You were short and got all pissed off at me for saying it, right? I feel it. I feel you. I'm pissed off too. Oh, oh yeah. Look at this bad boy. Woo! Boof! I also have it tattooed on my leg. Oh, I have it. Matching tattoo. Bull and the bear on my leg. That's it. I think this is a kilo coin. Yeah. Kilo coin. Sick. Plus, again, some of the silver stackers, people stack silver because they think the end of days is coming, and this is going to be the only currency. If the end of days comes, I don't know if silver is going to be worth anything either, but at least I'll be able to bat somebody over the head with this thing. Boof! Wow. I got 10 of those. Oh man, you want to, these are some of my faves too. The massive version of the Eagles. These are half pounders, half pound of silver. I love all this stuff. Oh yeah, I've been buying for over a decade now. I go to shows. I go to these nerd shows where I just walk around and the table, I go to the tables and, I got a couple of guys that I trust. They always have weird stuff for me. They know. They're like, oh, we got some weird shit for you. Oh, actually, speaking of weird shit. Anybody want a sheet? There you go. I buy them in sheets. Remember sheets? I'm not going to be able to find this thing now, but yeah, here's something cool. Bull market silver. Silver, pretty cool. 10 ounces. You pull a bull and a bear on a silver coin, I'm in. So speaking of tragedies, right? Here's another tragedy. NVTS. NV freaking TS, right? I've been swing trading this since they had the announcement with NVIDIA. Bought it on the break from 5.25, right? 5.25, bought some more at 750. 750 got us up to 9. I sold a little bit, and then I was about to dump it if it broke the orange line. It held, and then we got to 948 again. I'm thinking guaranteed $10. It rolls over, breaks the orange line. I'm forced to sell, and then look what it's done. It faux show broed me. I got 100 shares left. I had, I was down to I think 600 or 700, maybe 1,000 shares. This is the tragedy of my swing trading career. I'm just not good. Stocks go to exactly where they need to go to get my dumbass out, and then they move. And it's not just you, and it's definitely not just me. That's why I find swing trading to be the most annoying kind of trading there is. So for me, what a swing trade is as soon as it stops going up, sell it. I don't want to be involved in any pullbacks anymore, because when they start to pull back, I always wind up selling at the worst possible point, and then I'm left wanting. And NVTS did it to me. USAR just did it to me today. I'm gonna have to buy this one back because I can't not buy it back. I really do think it's gonna go to $50 now. I'll probably wind up buying this one back. By the way, full disclosure, I did sell the mob. I mean, sure, I was in from 250. I sold at 5, 666, 750, and 10. I did sell my last 100 shares at $10, and it actually went down after I sold it. But I guess it's because I sold most of it down at 5 and 6. But again, I'm not that good at it. Stocks that I hold tend to just roll over and die, like VWAP and Clove. Anybody in Clove with me? Oh, motherfucking Clove. I mean, this stock, I'm in from 250, got paid. I'm like, oh, cool. I can't believe this thing tanked. I bought it again, made some money. Faux show, bro, around 250, made some money. Now I'm still in it. So this thing has popped from 250 to 350. I didn't take any profit. And then it dipped. I was about to dump it. And then faux show broed. I bought more at 250. No way did this thing just hit that orange line and get rejected again. But it did. But it did. And see, this is the dog shit that I don't give up on. And for all I know is that might be it. And I'm going to have to eat this trade now after being in it for 3 or 4 months. This is what I do. We're in a raging bull market. And this is the dog shit that I own. Right. Do I own Rambus anymore? Of course not. That would be too awesome. I just get left holding the bag, basically, on the doggiest, dirtiest, dungiest, grossest stocks. And if V-Wave becomes one of those, like looks like it's going to be, at least I'm only exposed to the whatever I got left of the December 10s. But I got shitty luck. Even yesterday, about the glitch on DraftKings? So I'll leave you with this one. I love sports gambling. And live betting is the greatest invention. That's kind of why I own SRAD. They power the live. SRAD is the algorithms behind the DraftKings and the FanDuels and all the live trading, the live betting. So that's why I like this stock. I like this company, even though I don't like the fact that it just got smoked. Anyway, yesterday, as the Red Sox game, Yankee Red Sox game, was about to get started, the odds spiked on DraftKings to plus 385. You know what that means, sports gamblers? So for every $100 you bet on the Red Sox, if they would have won, you would have won $385. But that wasn't the odds. It was plus 126, meaning if you bet 100, you win 126 because it's a fairly matched series. But it was a glitch, and I actually got the bet in. And they almost, I only put 125 on it, but at one point they let you cash out. So as the first pitch was being thrown, right, they let me cash out at $200, but I didn't cash out because I was betting against the Yankees because I'm an emotional hedger, right? I only bet against teams that I root for. So if I figure if they lose, at least I get paid, right? It's not about the money. I bet $100, 150, 200, right? I never get too crazy with it. Sometimes I have to get crazy because I want to win my money back. Anyway, yesterday was a glitch, and I don't know if it was if I would have got paid or not because the Yankees wound up winning. But man, it was just a crazy moment where, and usually they don't let you put the bet in. I actually got the bet in on some crazy odds. Live betting is a lot of fun. All right. Anyway, email me if we schmooze. I'll email you. I don't know if I got to go. I got to pack up. The glitch? I don't know. No, I don't think. I mean, it might have been their fault. Hey, maybe that's why they sold off. They're glitching out. Now, I think Esrad's selling off because there's just a hedge fund that wanted to take some profits, and that's why I got upgraded 3 times before the sell-off. That's why I don't like upgrades. So here, the only thing I'm looking forward to doing for the rest of the day is I am crazy enough to think that this market's trying to tell me that there's a chance we could sell off this afternoon. Even when I say it, I start laughing. It's like involuntary, thinking the market could go down. What's wrong with me? But look, it's not going up right now, and it's having a hard time. I guess a hard time going up is the new bear market, but I don't know. I probably will short one more time today, and I'm looking at the 604s. These are fairly priced. You still got 3 hours left in the day. Obviously, if they start to roll, I'll probably wind up paying 75 for them. We'll see what happens later in the day. But be careful tomorrow, my friends. I am going away. And 3 for 3 when I go to Georgia. For some reason, the Qs have been down every time. And obviously, well, that one time was just the yen carry day. If the market crashes tomorrow, not only will you be guys pleasantly surprised, I will be freaked out. All right? And on that note, email me. My personal email address is kennyglick@aol.com. If we gather today, I'll email you. If we don't, we don't. Then we'll just do it next week or the week after. A lot of big things happening next week. I got 17,000 things going on. If you haven't signed up for my August 9th thing, let me find the link for you. What's it called? Wealth 365. So I'll be doing like a 45-minute kind of intro to trading, intro to VWAP. Here, sign up for this. Let me give you the link. Paste it. October 7th at 1, I'm doing a little event. And if anybody wants to meet Steven Van Zandt, we're doing an event with Steven Van Zandt. You know Steven Van Zandt? Yeah, you do. E Street Band. He's a friend of my friend. They're doing this little charity event. Might be able to sneak in. But it's online. And then October 9th, we got that thing. And then maybe that night we schmooze. And then that's about it. All right. Be careful out there, my friends. This market, I don't know. something about it. I think you could actually get 2 or 3 points to the downside on the Qs. I know, crazy times. Other than that, buy stocks because I'm not in. And USAR, I don't know, my friends. I don't know. I'm gonna have to chase this thing. But if you're in it, don't sell it. Looks great. NVTS, yeah, that one too. Keep your eye on that Gemmy. FRMI, new IPO. Waiting for that thing to set up. All right. Be careful out there. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tolerating my stories. I hope my stories are enlightening and encouraging. I hope you appreciate them. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a place of love. I'm coming from a place of compassion. And I'm coming from a place of a desire to truly help people. And think of me as your sponsor. I have had a rough time and I've made it. And I'm trying to help you not make the same mistakes that I have made. Stay focused on this wonderful trade that we have with the VWAP, and you'll make money. All right? See ya.